Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your player partner checking in, Coach Janot, and we're here at Game 2 of the USA South Conference Championship Tournament for women's basketball. In today's matchup, we have Berea College Mountaineers taking on Ferrum College Panthers here in Haynes Gymnasium at the Mayo C. Harlow Memorial Court. The starting lineup for Berea College: number 1, Adriana Williams; number 5, Zakia Small; number 10, Kylie Bernard; number 23, Nakisha Green; and number 32, Bree Lanham. For Ferrum, the starters are Jalexis Mitchell; number 21, Brooke Lewis; number 24, Zarkia Maddox; number 30, Maggie Self; and number 32, Erin March. And right now, we are in the first minute of play here as Ferrum is bringing the ball up. Number 21 with the ball, Lewis back to it. She'll pass it out to Mitchell. Mitchell resetting up the offense, finding Self into the wing area, dribbling towards the middle of the court. Will bring it back to Mitchell. Mitchell heavily guarded by number 1, Williams. Mitchell goes in hard. She will draw the foul here by Berea. Number 23, I believe it's going to be on Nakisha Green. So it'll be first team foul here today. So if you're just tuning in, the winner of the first game was Piedmont College, beating Greensboro College. And now we are in the second game today, the second semifinal game. The winner of this will go on to play Piedmont tomorrow here in Greensboro College. Mitchell sinks both free throws here as we have an early 2-0 lead for Ferrum College. Berea bringing up the ball here. Bernard dribbling back, giving the ball to Linham, who gives it to Williams. Williams now to Small. Small dribbling back out to Williams. Looking down to the post. She'll drive now. She'll kick it back out. The shot by Lanham bounces around the rim and against the backboard, and Ferrum will come up with it. Lewis dribbling into the corner with some trouble, but she'll overthrow it. No, but she'll come back with it as Mitchell. Mitchell tries to throw it down, but a great defensive play here by Nakisha Green of Berea College. So already starting out here in today's second game matchup with great intensity between the two teams. So it looks like Berea right now is going to fall back into a 2-3 here. So Ferrum working the point play. They're going to find it down to the wing. They're going to get the ball in the hands of March. March back. She makes the pivot, puts it up. Rebound by Lanham. Lanham running down the length of the court, coast to coast. She'll dribble out into the corner and bring it back out. Ball now in the hands of Williams. Williams driving, still driving, trying to put a move on Williams. Puts up a shot, gets her own rebound, puts it up again, and no good. Mitchell now running the length of the court. She's going to find March. March puts it up off the rim. Oh, a quick steal there by Lewis, but she can't hold on to it, so it will go back to being Berea ball. So Berea with the inbounds now as Williams slowly crossing the timeline stamp here, known as halfway. Ball now in the hands of Small, dribbling to the left corner. She'll give it back off to Bernard. Bernard making her way towards the center of the floor. No, she'll give it back into the corner to Small. Small trying to find Lanham, but the ball will be intercepted by Maddox, and she will be fouled immediately after intercepting the ball here. So Ferrum will have ball out on the sideline right now. Still looking at a 2-0 score, as they like to say in Europe, 2-0. Nil meaning 0 for you guys out there on the interwebs that don't pay attention to international soccer, otherwise called football. So Ferrum with the ball here. Mitchell in the wing area. She'll find March down low. March trying to pivot in. Puts up the shot off the back of the rim and rebounded by Green. Green gives it off to Williams, and Williams is now moving in the other direction fairly quickly. She brings it straight into the paint, and she'll pass it back out to Bernard. Bernard now being heavily guarded by Self, but Lanham gives it back now to Small. Small dribbling in. She'll give it out to Green. Green with the shot attempt, and she'll sink it. 2-2 is the score with 7:05 on the clock. Ferrum inbounds the ball to Maddox. Maddox cross-courting it. Nice little floater pass cross-court to Self. Self will slow it up tremendously now, and she will give the ball off to Mitchell as Mitchell will now run the point of the offense. Back in the hands of Bernard, or Self rather, than back to Mitchell, and then it ended up in the hands of Maddox. Maddox gave it to Lewis, I believe, and Lewis put it in. Score will now be 4-2 in favor of Ferrum. Williams with the ball now, some fancily in between the legs dribbling. She'll give it to Small. Small will give it into the corner to Bernard, I believe that is. Oh, the ball is stolen here by Maddox. Coast to coast is Maddox for the easy layup. We're going to get a 30-second timeout here called by head coach Trent Milby in his 5th season for Berea College. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout so I can catch my breath. We'll be right back. Well, folks, Coach Jano here, and I'm back with you in Haynes Gymnasium at the Mayo C. Harlow Memorial Court. Berea will have the ball in the inbounds in a 6-2 game here in favor of Ferrum. So, number 1, Adriana Williams, is now crossing the halfway line as she sets up the half-court offense. Looking like a man defense here for Ferrum. Ball in the hands of Bernard here, and Bernard will give the ball off to Green. Green over to Lanham. Lanham will give it back to Small now in the right corner. She will fake left and go right and then pick up her dribble. Looking for help. A bounce pass to Bernard. Ball goes to Williams. Williams drives in. They're going to say the bucket counted because she was fouled on her way to the hoop. So this will be a 3-point play possibility here. Some substitutions coming in. Number 22, Kelsey Tippett, and number 14, Jamie Roberts, making their way in for Small and Bernard of Berea. Number 14, Kelsey Mosley, will make her first debut in today's game for Ferrum College. Making way will be Maggie Self. So here we go. The end one attempt, as they like to say, for Williams. Williams bends the knees and takes the shot, and she sinks it. So the 3-point play is good. Looking at a 5-6 ball game with just under 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. Berea bringing on the heavy press right now. Oh, loose ball comes out. Williams with it. Williams with the layup, and it is good. We're now switch leads here for the first time today. 7-6 in favor of Berea. Berea still with the heavy press on Ferrum. That will be a travel call. Section 5, Article 6, Paragraph 2, Sentence 3. You can't move your feet that much without the ball. It's called travel. Just so you guys are clarified, I am a rules expert. I'm sure my sports information director, Wesley Wayne Gullett, will not back that up, but you guys will have to find that out. So ball in the hands of Berea here, setting up the half-court offense. A lot of off-ball screens are coming up, and the long three here by Bree Lanham sinks into the bucket. 10-6 in favor of Berea. Still with the heavy press on Ferrum. Ball now in the hands of Mosley. Mosley will manage to cross halfway, and she will take it straight to the hoop. No, she will dish it out to Lewis. Lewis puts up a 10-foot jumper in and out of the rim. Rebounded by Lanham for Berea, and she is headed into the other direction. She will feed the ball to Roberts. Roberts will somehow get it back into the hands of Lanham. Ooh, heavy D here by Maddox, though. So now in the ball, Williams. Coach Milby tapping his head, giving the play to his players out there as they set up the half-court offense. Only 11 seconds here on the shot clock, folks. Williams will drive. She'll take it, a little reversal-type layup maneuver on the underhand, and it will bounce high off the rim and fall into the bucket. 12-6 now. Huge cross-court pass by Maddox to Mosley. Mosley to Lewis. Lewis will put up the layup, and it is good. Ferrum managed to break down the full-court press that time. So Berea here, bringing up the court. Williams giving direction. Ball in the hands here of Roberts. And a long attempt by Tippett will fall through. 15-8 with 4 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter. Maddox with the ball. Oh, she'll get bumped. Ball stolen by Lanham. Lanham with the awkward layup attempt. No good. Williams gets the rebound. Tries to dish it back to Lanham, but it will be deflected out of bounds by Mitchell of Ferrum. Substitution here for Berea. Number 33, Marley Lawson from Berea, Kentucky, makes her first debut in the game today. So 15-8 the score, just shy of 4 minutes, under 4 minutes I should say. The long three here by Roberts goes in and out of the rim. Ball rebounded by Ferrum and now in the hands of Maddox crossing the midway point, otherwise known as the equator. Maddox goes all the way to hoop. She'll dish it off to Lewis and Lewis will make the layup yet again. 15-10 ball game now with 3:30 left on the clock in the first quarter. Williams crosses the halfway line, and the ball is now being shared equally amongst Berea. Pretty big team offensive set here. The old give and go between Lawson and Lanham was miscommunicated. Number 50 now, a substitution for Ferrum. Jessie O'Connor will make her debut into the game. And Kristen Barnes, a sophomore here out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, will make her debut in today's matchup for Berea. So 3:23 on the clock, and Ferrum looking to inbounds under their own hoop here. Ball gets into the hands of Maddox, who's in her own deep right corner, slowly walking up, but Lanham will knock the ball into the crowd, saying, not up in here. Heavy defense here. Berea not letting up on the full court press. Ferrum gets the ball in. The old give and go between Maddox and O'Connor gives Maddox the easy layup. 15-12 ball game now. 3:08 on the clock and ticking down as Barnes brings it up. Barnes will dish to Tippett. Ball in the hands of Roberts. And basket made by Lawson at the free throw line. 17-12 is the score now. Berea still bringing on the heavy press here. A wild throw by Maddox ends up into the backcourt for Berea and collected by number 22, Kelsey Tippett, who brings it across the equator here. And she will give it off to Barnes, who will give it off to Lanham. Lanham dribbling. Ooh, she did not see the cutter of Lawson there. The shot by 14, Roberts, will not fall to be good, and it will be rebounded by O'Connor. Ball still in the hands of O'Connor, finds Maddox. Maddox will sail it across court to Kelsey Mosley. Mosley will run the point now for Ferrum. She will give the ball off to Maddox, who's in the right wing. Falling back into the 2-3 zone here is Berea. Sorry if I'm butchering that, folks. We're going to get a travel called again. Section 5, Article 6, Paragraph 3, Sentence 2. Inbounds comes, and number 12, Kristen Barnes, will bring the ball up. She will dish it back to Tippett. Tippett finds Lanham. Lanham back to Roberts. Roberts to Tippett. Tippett cross courts it to Lanham. Lanham for three. Off the front of the rim. The rebound still up for grabs. Lanham grabs the rebound, and she'll put the bucket in for good. And one scenario yet again here for Berea. So the foul will be on number 24, Zarkia Maddox, senior from Rocky Mount, Virginia, as number 32, Bree Lanham, goes for a free throw shot that bounces out of the rim. Ball was rebounded by Lewis and given quickly to Maddox. Maddox will give it back to Lewis, but a foul will be called here on number 12, Kristen Barnes. So a little bit of a different scenario here if you also watched the first game at home. The first quarter was a pretty low scoring affair in the first game between Piedmont and Greensboro. Not the same scenario here today as it's 19-12. Nichols has checked into the game here for Ferrum. A long shot by Maddox will be deemed no good. We're going to get a foul call as Lewis and Roberts were battling it out for the rebound here, and a foul will come on Roberts as she managed to take down Lewis. So the ball will be inbounds here by Jessie Nichols of Ferrum under Berea's hoop. She'll get the ball to Maddox. Maddox goes up hard for the layup, and she was fouled, so she'll go to the line shooting two. They're going to say the personal foul is on number 33, Marley Lawson. Her first personal foul, and that will be Berea's fifth team foul, putting Ferrum into the bonus. But she shoots two anyway due to the fact it was a shooting foul. She will miss her first attempt here, and she will gather her feet again, placing her right foot first and bringing her left foot up second. She will collect the ball from the referee. One dribble, sets herself, the bend of the knees, the high arc of the shot. Falls nothing but straight through the net. 19-13 is the score. Maddox will be subbed out here as Jalexis Mitchell makes her way back into the game. Ball inbounds, and it'll be in the hands of Kristen Barnes as she runs the ball up. She will give it off to Tippett, and Tippett to Lanham. Lanham will give it over to Roberts. Roberts over to Tippett. Tippett to Barnes, back to Tippett, down low to Lawson. Lawson with the shot attempt misses, and Lewis comes up with the ball. She will give the ball up to Nichols. Nichols, trying to avoid running into a double team, will get the ball to Mosley. Mosley will cross court it to Mitchell. Pick set by O'Connor. Couple of steps by Mitchell, gets the easy layup to fall. 19-15 here, less than a minute to go. Ball now in the hands of Roberts. Roberts driving in, a little spin dribble move, and she will get fouled here. They're going to call a blocking foul, I believe, here, as they're saying her feet was not set. So it will not be a shooting foul. It's only Ferrum's third team foul here. So right now, Lawson will be substituted out as Green makes her way back onto the court, along with Adriana Williams as well, as Jamie Roberts will make way. Erin March will also make her way back into the game as Jessie O'Connor will make space coming off for her. Ball inbounds here to Green. Green will give it up to Williams. Williams back to Barnes. Barnes with the shot. It will fall to be good as she was fouled on the attempt. Berea here definitely getting their chance at three-point plays here left and right. They're doing it the old-fashioned way, as they like to say, folks. They will not be getting three-point plays from behind the arc. They will make the two-point shot and then go to the charity stripe. So the shot here by Barnes will fall nothing but right through the old circular orange hoop, giving her 1 point on the charity stripe there. 35 seconds left on the clock, and Berea is bringing on the heavy press yet again. The cross-court pass will find Mitchell. Mitchell crosses the halfway line. She will dribble in. She stops her dribble and picks it up. Gives the ball to Mosley. Mosley heavily guarded by Williams. Whoa, the spin move and shot attempt there by Nichols, looked pretty nice, but couldn't get it to fall. Looks like Berea here is going to hold it for the last shot as there are 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The drive to the hoop will fall no good by Williams, and that will bring us to the completion of the first quarter. Folks, I'm going to catch a sip of water here and catch my breath as I give you this action play-by-play. Once again, I am your player partner, Coach Jano. We'll be back, folks. Well, here we are, folks. We're back into the action as we're about to start the second quarter of the second semifinal game here today between Ferrum and Berea. Ferrum will have the ball on the sidelines to start the second quarter here. The ball will be inbounded by number 32, Erin March. Maddox comes back into the game. She'll find Lewis deep into the corner, who puts up the three, but it will bounce off the rim. Rebounded by Barnes, and Barnes will give it off to Williams as Williams brings it up. Back to Barnes. Barnes sets her feet for the long three off the back of the rim. Ball could not be saved by Green as she gave a valiant effort to chase it down. So ball will be inbounded by March here for Ferrum, deep into the corner. So this could be a tricky situation on the inbounds. Oh, Maddox manages to get her hands on it as Mitchell will now bring it up as she fights through the double team. She'll drive all the way to the hoop, but will put up a failed attempt of a shot. Williams now with the ball in hands will cross-court it all the way to Tippett. Tippett to Lanham, back to Tippett. Tippett's going to drive all the way through the old underhand finger roll, and she will be fouled as she will make her way to the line. So it will be Ferrum's first team foul of the second quarter here, and the foul will be on number 14. The foul will be on number 32. Erin March. Tippett with the first attempt. Bounces from the front of the rim to the glass and through the orange hoop, meaning it was good. 23-15 is the score now. She collects the ball from the ref. Her right foot set. 2 dribbles, a bounce, a double spin. Sets the bend of the knees, and the shot is good. Tippett makes it. So 24-15 in favor of Berea here. Maddox with the ball. Lewis now with the ball as they manage to break down the press. She will dribble in. Left hand. Gives it back out, and a loose ball will fall in the hands of Mitchell. Mitchell drives to the hoop, but can't find the rebound. Maddox gets the rebound and puts it back up, and it's good. But she seemed to have landed a little gingerly on her right foot. Pay attention to that now, folks. Williams, though, will bring the ball up the other way, and she will find Tippett. Tippett to Barnes. Barnes now driving, goes up strong. Ball's bounced around on the rebound and will remain in possession of Berea, the Mountaineers. Ball will be inbounds here by Barnes. Barnes will throw it up to Tippett. Tippett will give it all over to Williams. Williams back to Barnes. Barnes down low to Tippett, and Tippett will be fouled yet again on her shot attempt. So she will go back to the old charity stripe here. The blocking foul will be called on number 32, Erin March of Ferrum College. I gather this was what leads Jessie O'Connor to come to the scorer's table to check in. And yes, it is. So Jessie O'Connor makes her second appearance of the day here in the semifinal game, as Erin March has picked up 2 fouls thus far. First attempt missed by Tippett. The second one will fall straight through the circular orange metal figure hanging from a backboard. Maddox with the ball, throws it all the way down court here to O'Connor, and O'Connor will get it to Mitchell. Mitchell will slow the ball up completely now and let her team gather on the same side of the court. Ball in the hands of Self. Self will try to pass to Mitchell, but it will be intercepted by Williams, and Williams will take it all the way for the easy bucket, and Berea is already waiting now to apply full court pressure. Lewis picks up the ball and will now look for the inbounds, and she will find Maddox. Maddox sprinting her way past everybody on the court. She will maneuver her way around Green and make the layup. 27-19 with about 8 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. Ball in the hands of Barnes. A quick dish try to Lanham, and Lanham will not handle it as it is thrown out of bounds here. So Lewis of Ferrum will make her way over, but first we'll get a substitution here. That will be for Tippett, as number 5, Zakea Small, makes her way back onto the floor. Lewis collects the ball from the official and will find Mitchell on the inbounds pass. Berea still giving the heavy court pass. Lewis comes up with it, and she'll a nice little bounce pass around the defenders, but O'Connor will set it back up in the hands of Maddox. Foul will be called here on Adriana Williams of Berea while trying to guard Maddox. So 7:49 on the clock, 27 for Berea, 19 for Ferrum. Inbounds comes into Maddox. Maddox with her back to the hoop, the fancy spin. High bounce off the rim and falls straight through the hoop. 27-21, lead cut to 6 now. Ball in the hands of Small. Small finds Barnes. Green will set the pick. She will dish it back to Green. Green with about a 16-foot jumper goes over the rim, rebounded by Small, and put back in the hands of Lanham. Lanham will give the ball to Williams. Williams will back up out of the paint slowly and give the ball over to Barnes. Barnes finds Small behind the three-point arc. She will drive into the paint, and she will give the ball back to Barnes. Barnes makes her way into the paint. She will give it to Green. Green again with about a 12-foot attempt. He bounces off the front of the rim. Ball in the hands of Mitchell as she is sprinting up court. Things to notice here is Maddox is gingerly making her way down the court, and she probably just entered your picture right around now. Mitchell, though, will swing it over to Maddox. Maddox down to O'Connor. O'Connor gives a quick dish to Lewis. Lewis thinking about the reversal but doesn't. Passes it back out to Mitchell. Mitchell's attempt misses, but O'Connor with the great save. Mitchell now into the paint. She throws it up. We're going to get a blocking foul called here. And it looks like it. Oh, wait. Wait, the officials are talking here now, folks. Heavy talk here, big time discussion. Everybody's waiting in anticipation. We're going to get a charge call here, folks. This is different as the refs totally meet to discuss it. Number 10, Alexis Mitchell, is going to get called for the charge as Nikisha Green managed to set her feet like a stone mountain, a stone statue. Coach Brian Harvey can't believe it, is sitting on the court, arms wide open. Are you kidding me? You discussed that for 5 minutes. The players all thought it was a shooting foul. I don't know what's going on. So the intensity rises more here at the Madhouse on McGee Street, otherwise known as Haynes Gymnasium, on the campus of Greensboro College. Williams finds Kylie Bernard, who managed to check in during all of that, and we're going to get a foul call here on number 32 on Lanham, saying she pushed off. By the way, number 42, Isis Hill, has just checked in the game for Berea as well. So ball in the hands of Maddox. She goes one way and comes back to the other here, dribbling with her left hand. She will find Maggie Self, who managed to check back into the game. Oh, big deflection by Williams of Berea. She goes down the court by herself for the easy layup. And the full court presses back on for Berea. Lewis collects the ball now. 6:13 left on the clock here in the second quarter. Lewis almost loses the ball, but we're going to get a foul call here on number 10 of Berea, Kylie Bernard. So the foul is starting to rack up here midway through the second quarter. 3 team fouls apiece here. Ferrum will maintain possession as the inbounds will come from Mosley. Mosley will find Mitchell. Mitchell bringing up the court slightly. We'll give it back to Mosley. Mosley cross courts it to Maddox, but it's intercepted by Lanham. She looks like a defensive back out there the way she read that play. She will take it all the way to the coast. She will go with a left side layup using a right hand finger roll. Pretty fancy if you ask me. Mosley with a big time save, but she throws it right into the hands of Small of Berea, who's bringing it quickly up the court here. She will go coast to coast, and she's going to get foul call is going to come here. There were 3 Ferrum defenders there, so let's see who they pin it on. It'll be called on number 21, Brooke Lewis, a senior out of Ararat, North Carolina, Surrey Central, her high school alma mater. So 5:39 on the clock, and Small will go to the line shooting 2. She will make the first one. Nothing but net, as they say. So 32-21 now is the score. Small collects the ball, 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles, sets her feet, bends her legs, the shot, heavy rotation, will bounce from front of the rim, side of the rim to glass, and back into the hole. 33-21. We're going to get a 30-second timeout called by Coach Brian Harvey of Ferrum. Folks, I'm going to catch my breath because this action's coming to you hot and quick. So let me grab a sip of water. You guys should do the same at home there, and we'll be right back. Well, 30-second timeout has expired here, but it looks like there might be a wet spot on the court from a leaky water bottle. It'll be dried up. We're going to get a delay of game warning, I'm hearing. Delay of game warning will stand here. That delay of game warning will be on Berea. So Mitchell will bring the ball up for Ferrum, and she will find Mosley. Mosley will give it back to Mitchell. Mitchell will give it back to Mosley. Mosley setting it up. She will give it back to Mitchell. Mitchell will lose the ball. She tries to dribble and will end up in the hands of Lanham. Lanham will get the ball to Williams as Williams now drives. And the rest of the teams will all join him. Lanham brings it in, throws up a floater, in and out of the hoop, rebounded by Small. Hard dribble down, but she will lose it. No, loose ball comes out, rebounded by Bernard there and given over to Williams. Williams with some fancy dribbling, loses control back to Bernard, but she'll find Small wide open from about 15 feet away from the hoop. Falls through the net. 35-21 now, just under 5 minutes here in the second quarter. Ferrum bringing the ball up. Mitchell will find Mosley. Mosley back to Mitchell. Mitchell back to Mosley. Berea is playing a heavy 2-3 zone here. Cross court to Mosley. Mosley with the long three off the front of the rim. O'Connor can't come up with the rebound as Small waits patiently for O'Connor to land back on the floor and knocks it out of her hands. Quickly brought up. Ball in the hands of Bernard and over to Small and now in the hands of Williams. Coach Milby yelling out 4 and putting his hand 4 fingers into the air. Ball in the hand of Lanham. Lanham will down to Small. Small will dribble to her right. Behind the back dribble. She will dribble in and O'Connor will be called on the foul as Small tries to go for the finger roll. So that will send Small back to the line. .4:16 on the clock. Zakiya Small at the line. A couple dribbles, bends the legs, and makes the first bucket. We got 3 changes here. Number 32, Aaron March. Number 30, Maggie Self. And number 23, Jasmine Barr will make their way onto the court for Ferrum. Coach Milby called a couple of his players over. In fact, all 4. Small will take this with nobody else on her side of the court. She will make it. So Berea falls all the way back to defense, knowing Small was going to make the free throw. So it looks like they're playing a 2-3 zone here, a heavy 2-3 zone at that. Maddox with the ball, trying to look down low. She will find March. March back to Maddox. Maddox back to March. And we're going to get a travel call here. So ball in the hands of Berea. Ferrum falls all the way back to defense in their zone and will let Williams bring it up slowly as she holds a fist into the air, letting her teammates know what the offensive play will be. Ball in the hands of Bernard now. She gives a quick pump fake as she's back into the triple threat and puts the ball on the floor. Dribbling, she'll knock it out to Lanham. Lanham dribble, she'll pick it back up. She'll knock it down into the hands of Hill, but we're going to get a foul call here. Foul's going to be on number 32, Aaron March. I think that will be her third. Yes, that'll be her third, and on top of that, folks, that's the 15th foul for Ferrum, putting Berea here into the bonus, shooting 2 now. So Hill, on her first attempt, will roll right out of the rim here. So O'Connor, who made way, will make her way back on for Ferrum, along with Jesse Nichols, as Mitchell will make way for Nichols. Second shot comes. Hill sets her feet. 1 dribble, 2 dribble, 3 dribble. Picks it up, bends the knees. The extension of the arms and the shot. No good. O'Connor picks up the rebound. She's finding a hard time, but she does find Maddox. Maddox bringing up the ball, but quickly met by Williams as Berea falls back into the 2-3 zone. Oh, Lanham with the pick here. She will find Williams on the quick dish. She misses. Lanham finds it. A whistle into the middle here. I think they're calling a foul on the initial shot. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I think the foul is going to be on number... The foul will be on 30. Maggie Self, her first team foul. Williams puts up her first attempt from the free throw line, and it is good. Now checking in the game for Hill is number 33, Marley Lawson. So Williams collects the ball, sets her feet. A little backward spin to her left hand. 3 dribbles, picks it up, bends the knees, the extension of the hands, in and out of the rim. But Bernard tries to come up with a rebound over Jasmine Barr, but fails. So the ball in the hands of Ferrum. Maddox has it, and she's slowly setting up the offense. She will cross-court it to Barr. Barr looking, doesn't see anybody. She will bounce pass it down to O'Connor. O'Connor will dribble all the way to the left, but no shot allowed, as they're saying a foul was initially called here by on Marley Lawson of Berea. So that will be the 4th team foul. Lawson's second personal foul. So Ferrum has the ball out under Berea's hoop, I should say. Maddox can't do anything, but she throws up a shot rebounded by Lanham. Lanham will get around O'Connor and dribble all the way up the court. She will find Small. Small will find Lawson standing wide open under the net as Coach Harvey looks in disbelief at how easy that looked, I guess. So ball brought up here by Nichols, and Nichols will find Barr. Barr will find Self, and Self will give it back to Barr. Barr to Nichols. Nichols back to Barr. Barr with the juke to the left, but will be called with a foul as she picked up her pivot foot. Not allowed. Also in Section 5, Article 5, Paragraph 2, Episode 1, 3.6. Less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds here in the second quarter. 40-21 is your score in favor of Berea. Ball in the hands of Lanham. Lanham will find Bernard. Bernard with a long three. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Score will now be 43-21, 2:10 left on the clock. Ferrum trying to bring a fight back here. Maddox with a heavy spin move after collecting the pass. Wildly back to Nichols. Nichols will find Barr. Barr will find Self. Self with the long three off the back of the iron. Ball rebounded by Bernard, and she brings it up quickly, but three Ferrum defenders will meet her back there, so she will slow it up completely. Ball at a dead stop here in the hands of Williams as Coach Milby holds up one finger, telling them play number one. Williams looks for Lanham, gives the bounce pass. Heavy movement in the middle of the floor here. Small to Bernard. Bernard down to Lawson. Lawson fakes to the left, goes up with the right on the hook shot. No good off the rim. O'Connor comes up with the ball. Lanham met her, but will fall back. Williams, on the other hand, stays down, and she's going to get called for a pushing foul here. So Adriana Williams with a pushing foul will create the 15 foul for Berea, which will now send Ferrum to the charity stripe shooting 2. So here in Haynes Gymnasium, there is a heavy presence of Ferrum fans, being that it's only less than 2 hours away. First shot by Maddox will roll out of the rim. We got quite a few substitutions here. Number 14, Roberts. Number 22, Tippett. And number 12, Barnes will come onto the floor for Berea. For Ferrum, I believe Mosley checked in for Nichols. Second attempt made by Maddox. And again, folks, she's very gingerly running on the court, kind of babying the right foot, I think, a little bit here. So it looks like she's playing through some pain, folks, but when it's all on the line, you never know. Lawson with the ball. Heavy power dribble will knock it back out to Roberts. Roberts with the layup attempt. No good. Lanham goes up for it as arms were swinging and she hit the deck. Seems to be okay. Ball quickly coming up in the hands of Maddox for Ferrum. She slows it up and gives the ball to Mosley. Mosley over to Self. Back to Mosley. Over to Maddox now in the right wing area. She will find Barr in the middle on the free throw line. She puts up the shot. In and out against the rim and the backboard. Less than a minute here now in the second quarter. Ball slowed up tremendously as Kristen Barnes now has it. She will find Roberts, who finds Tippett, who finds Barnes. Barnes slowly dribbling it, cross-courted all the way over to Tippett. Tippett trying to look for Lanham down low. Ball stolen by Maddox. Maddox trying to dribble with her head up, but loses control of the ball, and it will go out of bounds. Maddox definitely now really starting to baby her right leg here a little bit. She tries to walk it off. Battling through some pain and maybe a little disappointment at the loss of dribble here, but she is a true competitor, folks, as she did just collect some awards for USA South Conference play. That just happened before this game started. So ball here in the hands of Barnes as she's dribbling around. She's challenging O'Connor, but she will eventually get called with a travel as she took one too many steps. So O'Connor now will inbounds the ball with 5.2 seconds left for Ferrum. Ball from O'Connor is intercepted by Roberts. Roberts with three! And that'll complete the first half of play here as this number 21, Brooke Lewis. Again, the same starting fives will come out to meet to start the second half. Ball in the hands of Berea to start the game here. Williams making a drive. She will pass the ball out to Small. Small's up top to Bernard. Bernard back to Williams in the left wing area. She's looking. She finds some space. She'll drive in. Green fights for the ball. Small finds it. About a 16-foot jumper goes in and out of the hole. Fight for the rebound. It will end up being Ferrum's ball here. Inbounds comes from March into the hands of Mitchell. Mitchell crossing the halfway point here. She will find Maggie Self on the right wing. Back to Mitchell, and now over to the other side to Maddox. Maddox finds March down low, who finds Lewis. Lewis puts up a shot, but blocked by Williams. The fight for the loose ball will stay in favor of Ferrum. So Coach Harvey here putting up 2 to set the inbounds play. The inbounds pass will come from Mitchell. Mitchell inbounds here to Self. Self over to March. March with the 3 from the corner. Misses. Lanham comes up with the rebound, and she will heavily guarded by Lewis and Maddox, but manages to find Bernard, and Bernard brings it up and across the halfway line. I'll give it over to Williams. Williams now to Small into the left wing area. She will dribble to the free throw line, but then bounce right back out. Ball in the hands now is Bernard, as Coach Milby raises his fist. Williams with a good cut gets the dish and puts up the easy layup. So Ferrum inbounds it here to Mitchell. Mitchell crossing the halfway line here will find Maddox into the right wing. Maddox knocks it up top to Mitchell. Mitchell back to Maddox. Maddox, some fancy dribble work, will find March. March dribbles, goes in hard to the lane, but misses the layup. She ends up with the rebound. Ball knocked out of her hands, and it will remain Ferrum's basketball with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Mitchell on the inbounds pass here. She finds March. March over to Self. Self to Lewis into the left wing now. She takes it baseline. Couple pushing. Foul will be called on the floor. Foul will be on number 32, Bree Lanham. Inbounds coming this time from Maddox. Maddox finds Self at the top of the 3. She'll immediately put up the shot. Nothing but the bottom of the net, folks. So 48-25 in favor of Berea. Ball now in the hands of Bernard. Bernard dribbling towards the paint. She'll knock it over to Lanham. Lanham to the right wing in the hands of Williams. Williams in between the legs dribbling. Gives it back into the right corner now with the ball in the hands of Small. Small trying to go baseline, but is cut off by Lewis. She'll bring it back up top. She tries to force it in the middle, but cleanly hit out. Williams fighting for the ball, but a foul will be called here. I believe it's going to be on number 30, Maggie Self.
That's the play.
Inbounds coming now for Berea. Ball ended up being in the hands of Green, but now gets knocked all the way back up top into the hands of Williams. Williams down to Bernard, down to Green. Green with her back to the hoop, throws up a little hook shot. Rebound comes up by Lanham, who throws up a high layup attempt. It will miss. Rebounded by Williams, and Berea will set it back up, and the ball will be in the hands of Bernard here. Bernard with a sloppy bounce pass to Lanham, which will bounce off the leg of Maddox. Coach Milby tapping his head here for the inbounds play. The pass will come from Bernard, and she will find Williams at the top of the three-point area. Williams dribbles in hard to the paint and will make the layup. 50-25 now with 7:07 left here in the third quarter. Self with the ball will pass down into the corner to Lewis, who gives the ball over to March. March goes in hard for the rim and is denied the attempt by Green. Small dribbling all the way through 4 defenders. Blocked shot ends up in the hands of Lanham, who then loses it, and Bernard finds it sliding across the floor and gives the ball to Williams. Again, Coach Milby holding up the fist. A lot of movement here by Berea. Ball in the hands of Bernard, looking for cutters. No good. She dribbles to the free throw line, and ball is blocked by number 30, Maggie Self for Ferrum. Mitchell brings it up, and she will find Self into the wing area on the left side. Self will give it back to Mitchell. Mitchell down low to Lewis. Lewis concentrating on Green. Didn't see Williams coming in to get a pickpocket. And I believe Lewis is going to get called with the foul here. Quick substitution here. It looks like Lawson will come in for Green. So 6:23 on the clock, 50-25 is score in favor of Berea here. Williams brings up the ball, crossing the halfway mark, and gives the ball to Small. Small gives the ball to Bernard. Bernard will find Lanham at the top of the key. Wild pass deflected by Maddox, but still finds its way to Small. Small will give the ball over to Williams. Williams crosses up. Mitchell goes into the lane to take the layup. We're going to get a blocking foul here on Maddox. Yeah, number 24. Zarkia Maddox will pick up her second personal foul. So that'll be Ferrum's third team foul. It will be a shooting foul, so Williams makes her way to the line. She sets her right foot, collects the ball from the ref. Left foot gets set. Spin into the left hand. 1 dribble, 2 dribble, 3 dribble. Sets the bend of the legs, the extension of the hands, and the first shot is good. Substitution here for Berea, number 22. Kelsey Tippett will make her way onto the floor as Small will grab a quick sip of water. Second attempt by Williams will go in and out of the rim, and it is rebounded by rebounded by Lewis, Brooke Lewis of Ferrum. Ball now down low, loose pass. Intercepted by Berea, heavy movement. Williams will come back with it. She'll find Lanham. Lanham gives it for Bernard for a deep three. Nothing but the bottom of the net. The net might be on fire, folks. I don't know. That was one long distance three. So Mitchell brings it up, and she will get called for a travel as she picked up her pivot foot on the pass. So Bernard brings the ball up slowly, pressed the midway line. Two fists being held up this time by Coach Milby. We're going to get another travel call here. This time the travel will be on Adriana Williams, picking up her pivot fit. Looks like we're going to have a substitution here for Ferrum. It'll be Kelsey Mosley coming in, and she will come in for Jalexis Mitchell. So Aaron March will inbounds the ball here to a wide open Kelsey Mosley as Berea falls back into their 2-3 zone here. As Coach Milby says, please put your hands up and play fundamental basketball. Maddox dishes it down low to March. Back to Maddox. Lewis standing wide open under the rim. Couldn't be found for an easy pass. Self running the baseline, but Mosley with a wide open three will fall a little short, but rebounded by Maddox, who puts it up immediately, and she'll make the bucket. 54-27 with 4:45 left on the clock here in the third quarter. Ball with Bernard now. A sloppy pass to Lanham's intercepted by Maddox. Maddox will shoot a long two. Long two here is good by Maddox. Foot was on the line. Shame. But hey, Ferrum making a comeback right now as the score is 54-29. Ferrum not giving up just yet, folks. Timeout was called here by Coach Milby of Berea. I'm going to take a quick 30-second timeout so I can get a quick drink, folks. I will be right back. So back from the 30-second timeout, Berea will inbounds the ball. Williams bringing it up slowly, crossing the halfway mark. She will find Lanham in the right area, right side of the court here, who finds Tippett. Tippett with a sloppy pass to Lawson. Lawson manages to come up with it, feeds it down low to Lanham, back to Lawson, gives it to Tippett. Tippett with the three off the rim, rebounded by, no, we're going to get a foul call here. Brooke Lewis hit the floor hard, and she's going to get called for the foul, and she is in disbelief, folks. So that will be Brooke Lewis's third, and that's 14 fouls in the third right now for Ferrum. Sloppy pass here by Tippett to Williams. Heavy movement. It also looked like Kristen Barnes checked in here for Berea. Lawson backing up, loses her footing, puts up a wild attempt and misses. Maddox now running the length of the floor here. She will take on Barnes. One defender, a backwards style layup by Maddox will not fall to be good. Williams now jogging up the court quickly. She will go through and shot denied by the big number 32, Erin March, 5'11", senior forward from Mount Airy. Maddox with the layup attempt again is no good. Ball ends up in the hands of Tippett. Tippett will give it to Williams, and Williams shrugs away Maddox. So ball now in the hands of Lanham in the right wing area, and she will shoot the three. A little leg power, and it looked like it hit a wire, but didn't seem like anybody else saw that. I might be seeing things. A foul was called here by number 22, Kelsey Tippett, her first. And we're getting some substitutions as Hill will come on along with Roberts for Berea. Ball inbounds now to Mosley, as Mosley came in for Mitchell. Mosley will give the ball into the left wing area to Self. Self will find March. March back to Self. Self brings it to the top of the key for Mosley. Mosley will find Lewis. In the right wing area, he'll find Maddox down low in the paint. She'll knock it back to Mosley. Mosley over to Self. Self with the long three off the side of the rim. Rebounded by March, who puts up a wild shot attempt that will miss. Ball will fall out of bounds, and it will be Berea ball here. So Kristen Barnes bringing the ball up. She'll find Tippett. Tippett over to Lanham. Lanham over to Barnes. Barnes knocks it back to Tippett. Tippett will take a three attempt here, and it will be too far. Hill chasing it down, but she stepped on the bounds. So Ferrum basketball, we're getting a quick breather as substitutions come on, and O'Connor will come on for Self. So ball brought up here by Mosley. She will find March down low, who finds O'Connor. O'Connor puts it up. Lanham goes for the block, but we called for the foul here. So O'Connor will go to the line shooting two. So that will be Bree Lanham's fourth personal foul, and that will bring it to the third team foul of the third quarter. So O'Connor will miss her first attempt here as she keeps her feet set, collecting high five. Real quick, Williams will check in for Bree Lanham, who I'm sure Coach Milby is trying to save in hopes that she won't foul out. O'Connor collects the ball, looks to find the spot where she wants her hands, the bend of the knees, the extension of the arms. Good rotation, and it goes right through the hoop. 54-30 now is your score with 2:11 left here in the third quarter. Barnes bringing the ball up now for Berea. She will find Tippett. Tippett over to Roberts. Hill setting a pick now. Roberts will give it over to Hill. The old give and go. She will get called for traveling fouls. Her feet move too quickly. So ball brought up here now by Mosley. She finds Lewis in the left wing area, and she will give it back, or try to give it back to Mosley, as Williams comes up with the steal and goes down by herself to make the easy layup. So Mosley now bringing the ball up quickly as we're at a minute 35 left. The score 56-30. She will find Maddox. Maddox patiently dribbling, will cross-court it all the way to Lewis. Lewis thinking about a shot, but she will dribble into the paint, and she will dribble all the way through and make the layup. 56-32 now is the score. A minute 20 left on the clock. Barnes bringing the ball up, will find Roberts. Roberts thinks about a shot, but passes it to Tippett. Tippett to Williams. Williams cross-court to Barnes. Roberts with a long three off the side of the rim and rebounded by O'Connor. O'Connor will give it to Mosley, and Mosley sprinting up the court, crossing the halfway line. She'll find March. March with the quick layup attempt misses. Tippett rebounds and gives the ball right away to Williams. Williams slowly bringing the ball up now. We'll find Tippett. Tippett over to Barnes. Green setting the pick. She will roll out of it. Barnes gives it to Roberts, and Roberts to Williams. Williams at the free throw line, at the elbow, I should say. She'll knock it back out to Barnes, to Roberts, to down low to Green in the low post. She'll knock it back up to Barnes, who gives it to Williams. Williams with about a 19-footer, misses off the side of the rim. Loose ball here. I think we got a jump ball called. Lewis hustling onto the floor for Ferrum, and that will give her team possession of the ball. So great hustle here by Brooke Lewis from Ferrum College. Quick substitution. We'll see Self coming on for March for Ferrum College. Inbounds from Self to Mosley here, and Mosley will cross the midway line. 25 seconds left in the third quarter. She will find Maddox. Maddox now at the top of the key. 2-3 zone for Berea. She finds Self into the corner area. Self will give it over to Lewis. Lewis drives into the lane. Knocks it back out for Mosley. Mosley with a long three off the rim in the glass. O'Connor gets the rebound and throws it back up, and she's fouled on her shot attempt, which will send her to the line, so she'll shoot two here again. So O'Connor makes her way to the line. Everybody else will be aligned by white jersey, then black jersey, then white jersey. O'Connor collects the ball with her feet set. Two dribbles with her left hand. The bend of the knees. She extends on up. Great rotation on the ball, which falls through the hoop. 56-33 now is your score. She collects the ball again. Heavy deep breath. Bends the knees. Heavy extension of the arms. She will knock down both free throws. 56-34 now is your score. 7 seconds left on the game clock for the third quarter. Williams going coast to coast. It looked like O'Connor was trying to take a charge there, but I think she was too close to the rim to get the call here. So that will complete the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break, folks. The score here is 58-34. We'll be back shortly. Well, folks, it's your player partner, Coach Jano, checking back in with you as we're about to start the fourth quarter here. On the floor right now for Berea, we're looking at Tippett, we're looking at Green, we're looking at Barnes, we're looking at Roberts, we're looking at Williams. For Ferrum, we're looking at Maddox, we're looking at Mosley, we're looking at O'Connor, we're looking at Lewis, and we're looking at Self. And no, I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about Maggie Self. She's a junior guard out of Roanoke, Virginia. Ball in the possession of Berea right now as Barnes will feed over to Roberts. Roberts over to Tippett at the top of the key here. Heavy cutting, can't find anybody. Ball back into the hands of Roberts. Roberts finding Green. Green knocks it out to Tippett. Tippett with a long three, and it'll fall up the front of the rim here. Mosley will gather the ball for Ferrum as she's running down the court. She will slow it up and pick up her dribble. She finds Maddox. Maddox dribbles in. She'll find it back to Mosley. Mosley finds Self, who finds O'Connor, who finds Lewis down low. Lewis knocks it back out to Mosley, who drives baseline with her left hand and will throw a pass out of bounds. Another substitution coming on here will be Small checking in for, I believe it was Tippett, number 22, Kelsey Tippett. So Williams will bring up the ball slowly here for Berea, holding up the one finger, giving her teammates the play. Ball now in the hands of Barnes, who's dribbling back out. She'll feed it to Green. Green back up top to Barnes. Barnes will find Roberts. Roberts will give the ball down to the wing area to Small, who dribbles back out. She will dribble baseline here with her right. She will go up and she will miss the layup attempt here. The ball will fall out of bounds. Ferrum will now have control. 8:50 left here in the fourth quarter, folks. 58-34 is your score. Inbounds from O'Connor to Mosley. Mosley now jogging up the court rather quickly. She finds Self over here into the right wing area, who dribbles it back out and gives a pass that's wildly thrown to Mosley. Williams comes up with it and puts in the easy layup. 60-34 now is your score with 8:30 left on the clock. Mosley bringing up the ball again rather quickly. 2-3 zone for Berea here. Mosley trying to set up the offense. She'll find Maddox into the left wing area. Williams knocks the ball out of her hands, but Maddox still manages to control it. Maddox with a long three, and she'll be fouled on the attempt here by Williams. So she will go to the line shooting 3. That will be Williams' third foul and the first team foul for Berea. Looking like Aaron March, senior for Ferrum, will check in along with Jalexis Mitchell. First attempt by Maddox is made. Also looking like Lawson. So because it's 3 shots, they will hold off on the substitutions until after the second shot. So Maddox collects the ball, sets her right foot, 3 dribbles, 4 dribbles, spin with the left hand, bend to the knees, the extension of the arms on the shot. She'll make the second one. Now the substitutions come in. It'll be March and Mitchell for Ferrum and Lawson for Berea. 1 shot attempt left here from the charity stripe. She collects the ball. 1 dribble, 2 dribble, 3 dribble, 4 dribble. Spin, bend to the knees. Extension of the shot with the arms. Third shot will miss. O'Connor and Lawson fighting for it, but we're going to get a jump ball call, and it will stay in the hands of Ferrum. Coach Milby getting very excited at his players here, saying you have to do a better job boxing out. 2-3 zone in effect here for Berea. O'Connor will have the ball and she'll find Mitchell at the top of the key. Mitchell setting it up. She will find Self. Self with the long 3. No good, but O'Connor comes up with the ball and she'll get the ball back out to Self. Self will now try again with the 3. Short this time off the front of the rim, and this time rebounded by Williams for Berea. Bringing the ball up quickly, she finds Small. Small driving into the paint. She will put up the shot. Misses. A fight for the rebound, ends up top. Maddox goes in hard for the loose ball, but she'll get called for the foul. Substitution coming here as Hill will check in now for Lawson, as Berea will have control of the ball. So 60-36 is your score. 7:50 left on the game clock here in the fourth quarter of the second semifinal game today. Williams now with the ball. Williams going to her left. Dribbling hard. She'll knock it back out to Roberts, who will get called with the travel. Ball inbounds by March to Mitchell, and Mitchell will now bring it up. She will find Maddox in the right wing. We'll find O'Connor wide open down low, and she will get fouled on the shot attempt again, sending O'Connor to the free throw line. So O'Connor going to the line shooting 2 here. 60-36 is your score. A couple of dribbles with her left hand. Sets herself. Deep breath. The bend of the knees. The shot falls through to be good. 60-37 now. Second shot attempt, collects the ball. No dribbles, deep breath, the bend of the knees, the extension of the arms. She makes the second one as well. Good job by O'Connor. Inbounds from Small to Williams is with ease as Ferrum falls back. Again, Maddox still gingerly running up and down the court, fighting through the pain in her right leg, I would say. Barnes trying to feed the ball to Hill, but intercepted by March, and March now going as you have a 3-on-2 situation. Almost loses the ball. O'Connor comes up with it. O'Connor will find Self, who will give the ball up to Maddox at the top of the key. She sets herself with the long 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Ferrum starting to make a strong comeback here as the score is now 60-41 with 7:04 left on the clock. Williams will cross the halfway mark, and Coach Milby will call timeout immediately. Ferrum fans, which are here in a decent crowd, the Ferrum faithful showing heavy support here for their Panthers, their Lady Panthers. So first warning from the 30-second timeout is given. Doesn't look like there are going to be any changes. Actually, check that. No, it doesn't look like there's any changes. On the court right now for Berea, we're looking at Bernard, Small, Hill, Williams, and Roberts. For Ferrum, we're looking at Self, March, O'Connor, Mitchell, and Maddox. Williams with the ball now at the top of the key here, favoring the right-hand side. A little in between the leg dribble. She'll use a pick by Hill and dribble into the paint. She will circle back out, still being heavily guarded by Maddox. Maddox will find Smith. Smith knocks it out to Roberts, who now drives in. She'll pull it back out. Small with the ball at the top of three. Again, in between the leg dribble, a lot of steps, and the travel will eventually be called. So 60-41 as Ferrum starting to put up a good fight here. Mitchell now bringing the ball up, crosses the halfway mark. She will find Self. Self back up top to Mitchell, who finds Maddox. Maddox looking for those cutters into the paint, will drive in by herself. A heavy shot will fall out. She'll find the own rebound there, and she'll put it in to make it good. 60-43 with 6:18 left on the clock. Williams now slowly bringing the ball over, and she'll find Small on the left side and then give it to Roberts. Pick set by Hill, used for Roberts. Roberts knocks it back to Hill. Hill puts up about a 15-foot jumper and makes it. 62-43 now is your score. Mitchell bring the ball up, and she'll find Maddox on the right-hand side. Maddox crosses up the defenders and finds O'Connor wide open under the rim. Good assist there by Maddox. Easy put in for O'Connor. Coach Harvey still encouraging his players to finish this game off strong as it's 62-45. Anything can happen here, folks. Interesting call here, 42. Hill is going to be called with, I think, a moving pick, a moving screen, if you will. 42, Hill will get called with the foul. That'll be her second personal. Looks like Brooke Lewis had checked in for Ferrum, and it looks like Bree Lanham's going to check in here for Berea, along with Green as well. Brooke Lewis telling March, I'll take the inbounds pass, and she will throw it directly into March. As Berea is now setting up the full court press yet again, but they will back off rather quickly here. So Maddox bringing it up at the top of the key. She'll stop, she'll take the shot, and it'll be no good and rebounded by Green. Lewis challenging Williams up the court. Williams crossing up. Maddox now dribbling it in. She'll find Small, who Small finds Bernard for three. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Lewis. Lewis turning and bringing it up the court now. Lewis finds Mitchell. Mitchell back to Lewis. Lewis finds March as a cutter. She'll dribble with a power dribble, but it'll be stolen away. Loose ball ends up in the hands of Bree Lanham for Berea now. She's running it up. She'll stop. Bernard now and again with another three-point attempt. Bree Lanham pulls up the rebound. She puts up a shot attempt, and O'Connor will end up knocking the ball out of bounds. So it looks like we're going to get a full timeout here by Berea College. Folks, we're going to take a quick 30-second break or so to let these teams gather and let myself catch a quick breath. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So that'll complete the timeout here as both teams make their way back on the floor. Berea has the ball here under the hoop, and will find Small with it at top of the key. Small will now find Bernard here into the left wing area. She's looking to feed it down low to Green, but won't. She'll bring it back out to Lanham. Lanham back to Bernard, and Bernard now will find Green down low. She will kick it back out to Bernard. Pick set by Small, but won't be used as the ball ends up in the hand of Williams. Williams will take about a 16-foot jumper, and that will fall off the back of the iron. Mitchell throwing it way down the floor here, as that'll end up into the student section of the gymnasium. So Berea ball as Ferrum tried to move a little too quickly for their own pace, I would say here. Berea on the inbounds will find Williams, and Williams will bring the ball up slowly. 4:18 left here in the fourth quarter. The score is 62-45 in favor of Berea. Ball in the hands in the left wing area now of Bernard. Bernard will bring it up top to Lanham. Lanham finds Small. Small back to Lanham. Now over to Bernard. Bernard down to Williams, down into the corner area. She will find Green at the free throw line, who now kick it out to Small. Small to Bernard. Bernard at the top of the key, thinking about squaring up. She will take a travel here. 62-45 is your score, and it looks like Tippett will now come in for Small here. March will inbounds the ball here to Mitchell, and Mitchell will jog up the court. She'll find Self into the left wing area. She'll knock it back to Mitchell. Mitchell driving into the paint. She will go in for the layup as she avoids Green to put it into the basket. Well done. Ball inbounds here to Bernard and given quickly back to Williams. Williams jogging up the court here, nice and slow. She'll find Tippett. Tippett to Bernard. Heavy movement by the Berea players. Screen coming from Green, used but given to Lanham here. Lanham now gives the ball to Williams. Williams trying to give it to Tippett, knocked out of bounds by Ferrum. Berea will maintain possession with 11 seconds. Sorry there, folks. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Inbounds coming from Bernard. Bernard will find Green into the corner. She will knock it back to Bernard. Bernard slowly dribbling to the top. No, she'll feed it back into the right corner to Lanham. Lanham will give it down low to Green. Green with the right hook attempt. Gets her own rebound. And that will be a shot clock violation as it failed to hit the rim. 62-47 remains the score with 3:02 left here in the fourth quarter. Ferrum gives the ball here to Mitchell, and Mitchell jogging up the court now. The Ferrum fans getting behind their Panthers. Mitchell with the ball, feeds it to Maddox in the right wing area. Maddox feeds it down low to Lewis. March going in, she'll take a layup attempt and miss. Brie Lanham now jogging up the floor, and she'll give the ball over to Bernard. Bernard will give it back to Lanham. Lanham now gives the ball to Bernard. Bernard now dribbling all the way to her left side to the center of the court. She will give it back to the right for Lanham. Green now has it at the top of the key. Will find Williams on the left-hand side. She'll knock it down to the left corner to Tippett. Tippett with a nice little spin move on Lewis. Layup attempt falls wide, I guess, and Lewis brings it up, and she's running down the court. She'll fake the pass, go up for the bucket, and an end-one scenario. Job well done here by Brooke Lewis. Lewis will now go to the line trying to complete a three-point play. 62-49 is your score, folks. Number 12, Kristen Barnes will check in for Berea as Kylie Bernard comes to the bench. Coach Harvey getting very animated here now for Ferrum, telling them the defensive play. Brooke Lewis will make it and complete the three-point play for Ferrum. 62-50 now. The lead's been cut to 12. Berea getting past the midway line as Maddox met her the whole way up. Williams gives it to Tippett, who gives it to Barnes here into the left side. Barnes dribbling towards the middle, will feed it to Lanham on top of the key, who will give it to Williams on the right-hand side. Williams using a screen by Tippett, dribbling all the way into the paint. She'll throw up a floater. Misses. Loose rebound here. Brooke Lewis calling timeout here. And the timeout given. Great hustle play here by number 21, Brooke Lewis for Ferrum. And they will take a 30-second timeout. So what a game we do have here. A minute 47 left here in the fourth quarter, but the lead cut down to 12. Live feed. Live feed went out. West. I haven't touched anything. Sorry for the technical difficulty, folks. It must have been the overcast weather that messed with the transmission here. But we're back. Trusty interwebs are with us. Ferrum has managed to cut the lead down to 11 now as Berea will make its way to a line with just under a minute remaining here. Williams will take her first attempt, and she will make it. Extending the lead to 12 here. Substitution, O'Connor comes out as Maddox will make her way back onto the floor. Berea will not bring anybody down to try to go after a missed free throw attempt here, so Ferrum, if a miss, should be able to easily maintain control. The miss does come. Lewis gathers it. Maddox now sprinting up the court. Berea will end up going with a foul. It will be called on number 1, I believe, Adriana Williams. That will be her 4th personal foul. So that'll send Maddox to the line here. Maddox with 4 or 5 dribbles. Spins it back towards herself. The bend of the knees. The extension of the arms. In and out. Rough attempt here. O'Connor will not substitute in as she's going for the shooter, but Barr will come in as she goes in for Brooke Lewis. One shot here left for Maddox. She collects the ball from the official, sets her feet, one bounce, the bend of the knees. The second shot is good. O'Connor will now come in for Maddox. Also, Barnes will make her way in for Green on Berea's side of the substitution here. So the inbounds coming from Tippett, looking for Lanham. She will find Bernard, though. Suffocating defense, but Tippett ends up with the ball, and she will find Williams. Williams to Lanham. Now they're just going to try and play keep away until O'Connor manages to foul Lanham. And Lanham will go to the line shooting 2. So 64-53 is your score here. Some substitutions coming on. It will be Lewis and Maddox making their way back on for Ferrum after the first shot. Lanham will sink the first free throw attempt. O'Connor and Barr will make way. Green will jump back in for Barnes on Berea's side of the substitution. Lanham will miss the second attempt, rebounded by Lewis, who gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell bringing it up now will feed it to Maddox. Maddox running down, taking it into the paint. We're going to get a foul called here by number 1. Number 22, Tippett. That'll be Tippett's second foul here. So Maddox goes to the line shooting 2. First shot attempt is made. Barr will come in now for Lewis. O'Connor waiting to come in for Maddox, the shooter. 31.6 seconds. 65-54 is your score now. The second shot will miss. Williams for Berea ends up with the rebound. She'll get into the hands of Lanham. Lanham will get fouled here by March of Ferrum, and she will go to the line again shooting 2. So Lanham now will shoot 2. First attempt will be off the back of the iron, no good. So now she'll collect the ball from the official for a second attempt here as Brooke Lewis makes her way back onto the court along with Maddox for Ferrum. The second shot will be good. 66-54, 27.6 seconds left. Lewis will try to find Maddox, but ball intercepted by Tippett, and then Lewis will foul Williams. So unfortunately for Brooke Lewis, the senior forward for Ferrum, she has fouled out of the game. Valiant effort here by a senior Lady Panther. Williams, though, on the other end of the court, will go down to the free throw line to shoot 2. First attempt. Will bounce around the rim and fall good. Williams will make the second attempt, and Barnes will come in for Williams on the substitution. So O'Connor going for the inbounds now. Mitchell picks it up, running down the court to the right-hand side. She'll back it in. The shot will go nowhere as it last touched the Berea defender, so Ferrum will have the ball out on the bottom line. It looks like Mosley and Barr will now come in for O'Connor and March, and number 12, Jesse Nichols, will also come in for Maddox. So 68-54 is your score here, as Nichols will inbound to Mosley. Mosley with the 3, over the rim, rebounded by Lanham, and it looks like that'll conclude the game as Ferrum will no longer try to foul it out. 3, 2, 1 on the clock, and Berea has won the semifinal game, and tomorrow, folks, the championship matchup will be Berea College